Howdy gang, hope you're all having an excellent day.
Excellent!
Why is it an excellent day today? Well, because I'm playing my wonderful Washburn N4 guitar and I am going to show you some Nuno style arpeggios. Yeah! Now before I tell you all about it, if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel. It is much appreciated. Also hit the bell notification so you know when the videos are going to be coming out, so that you're the first one to get to know when the videos are coming out, because I know you want to watch it first, right? Also please do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends on social media, etc, etc. It all helps. Thank you so much. You guys totally rock for doing that. So why is it an excellent day today? Well, today's arpeggios were very much inspired by the arpeggios that Nuno Bettencourt plays on the song Play With Me. Now the first place that I ever heard that song being played and that solo and those arpeggios was, shout it at the screen, shout it at the screen, you guys know, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah! Excellent, dudes. I love that movie. And you know what, Beethoven, he was doing all the arpeggio stuff, which was being played on guitar, but he was playing it on keyboard and yeah. Anyways, so when I wrote this track, I had to include Nuno style arpeggios, and I learned that a little bit from Play With Me, you know, the play much quicker. I can't kind of sing it that quick. So I learned that, and then I wanted to incorporate that style of thing into the solo. Had to be a central part of it because it is so signature Nuno. So I'm going to show you how to play it. Yeah, I'm going to show you how to step those arpeggios down and create that Nuno-ish feel. Shall we do it? Shall we do it? Shall we do it? My guitar's at the ready. Let's do it. Let's do it. Excellent. Yeah, those arpeggios, those step down arpeggios, which are so Nuno-esque. And I specifically wanted to do that type of sequence for the song because it is very Nuno, to me anyways. And that's one of the things I've always loved about Nuno's playing. I actually kind of, you know, was inspired by Play With Me, which is a very kind of similar thing. Same sequence, but different arpeggios, and they basically go to different shapes. But this is the one that I created, and I wanted to specifically create that step down thing. So I'm going to show you the rhythm very quickly first. Now I'm tuned half step down, but I'm going to, you know, if I do a chord here, open A string, and then the second fret of the D and the G strings, I'm just going to call it an A. We're just going to assume we're in regular tuning. Technically I'm playing a G sharp, but I'm just going to call it an A. Just in case, you know, the theory guys kind of tell me, I know I'm half step down, but it's just easier to show it this way. Alright, so I'm going to start off with an A5 chord, which is the open A string, second fret of the D and G strings, and I was initially just chugging on them. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up to the E string, and I'm going to do a G sharp over an E. So I'm going to create an E5 chord, so the second fret of the A string and the D string, but then I'm going to stretch over my pinky and play the fourth fret of the low E string. Okay, then I'm going to go down half step again, so I'm going to go down to the G chord here, so third fret of the E string, muting out the A string, open D string, G string, and third fret of the B string. Then I'm going to do an F sharp over a D. So I'm doing a partial D chord down here, open D string, second fret of the G string, third fret of the B string, and then putting my first finger on the second fret of the low E string. Then Then I'll go to an F5 chord, which is first fret of the E string, third fret of the A and the D strings. Then I'm going to come up to the A string and I'm going to do a C5 chord, so third fret of the A string and then the fifth fret of the D and the G strings. And I'm going to end by coming to the B5 chord, which is second fret of A string and the fourth fret of the D and the G. Then when I did the repeat, I just played all of those as chords. Now that was really important because it actually set the scene for the arpeggios. And the arpeggios I'm going to show you right now. Now if you'd like the tab for this, the link is in the description box below, so please do feel free to download that. I have included the chords as well as the arpeggio patterns, which I'm going to be showing you. So like I said at the beginning, this one was inspired by the song Play With Me, and you know, Nuno does that thing where he goes that type of thing, and that pattern actually inspired that whole sequence. Now I played different arpeggios, like I said, step down thing rather than doing that and then going to different arpeggios. So the first arpeggio that I started on was an A minor arpeggio, and I'm doing all of these arpeggios over 2 strings, and I'm using a string skip, so I'm going to be using the G string and the high E string. I'm not going to be playing anything on the B string, so part of this pattern is going to be skipping over that B string. So the notes for that first pattern are going to be the 14 and 17 on the G string, and then the 12 and 17 on the E string. And that actually creates an A minor arpeggio. And the picking sequence I did was in triplets, so 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. So if I'm counting in quarters, 1 2 3 4, I'm going to turn these into triplets. So I'm going to count 3 on each beat. 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Now I recently taught one of my students how to do triplets, how to play triplets. Now it sounds really straightforward to do, but when you try to do it, sometimes the timing goes off. So what I had him do was initially count like that: 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 to internalize the rhythm. So if you're not used to playing triplets, do that first. And another thing that we did was I actually had him record that himself, actually counting and clapping on his mobile phone, so that he had an audio recording which he could actually play along to, so that he could initially get the timing, and then that helps you to internalize the timing. Now I can do it quite easily now: 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2, because I've been doing it for a while, but I had to start off like that. So little tip there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a 3-note sequence. I'm actually going to be starting on the 17th fret of the G string first, and I'm going to go to the 14 on the G and then back to the 17 on the G. So that's my first move. Okay, so that's my triplet there. 1 2 3. Okay, now what I'm going to do, my next note is actually on the E string at the 12th fret. So I'm going to actually pick the 12th fret of the E string and then come back to the 17 on the G string. So when you're doing this, it is quite a stretch, and also you've got to compensate for the string in the middle. So when you're picking, make sure that you're skipping over that B string. Now how I'm doing my picking is all alternate picking, so I'm doing a down, up, down, which sets me up when I go to the E string at the 12th fret to do an upstroke. So now I'll do an up, down, up. Now this is going to help me to skip over that B string and make sure that I don't hear it. Yeah. So I did an up, down, up. So that's the second part. And then what I did was this. So I changed the sequence a little bit, still doing threes there. So this time what I did was I picked at the 17 on the E string, pulled back off to the 12 on the E string, and then went to the 17 on the G string. Now I'm just doing 2 downstrokes for there. And then I went back to the 12th fret of the E string. Because I did a downstroke on the G string, I can do an upstroke now on the E string. So I'll do an upstroke on the 12th fret of the E string, and then come back to the 17 on the G string, and then the 14 on the G string. And I picked all of those notes. So that was the sequence. When I do it slowly, it goes like this. And my picking basically is in the correct direction each time to allow me to do that. So I'm doing a, I'll do this quietly so that you can hear what I'm saying. I'm doing a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, pull, down, up, down, up. Now because I've ended on an upstroke, I can start the next sequence on a downstroke. So that's why I do my picking in that very, very specific way, and then I can, you know, just work on the accuracy and speed as I go along. So start off slowly, and then work your way up. So that's our first arpeggio, and that's the shape that we're going to use. And that picking pattern I'm going to use throughout the entire sequence of arpeggios that I'm going to do. So I won't show you the picking sequence again. I'll just show you the frets that I'm going to play, and then you can apply the same theory to each of those arpeggios. So that first one, A minor arpeggio. The second arpeggio goes like this. So this is an E major arpeggio. So I'm beginning on the 13th fret of the G string, going to the 16 on the G, then on the E string I'm doing 12 and 16. And again I'm going to apply the same picking pattern. Alrighty, third arpeggio is going to be a G diminished arpeggio. So this time I'm going to go to the 12th fret of the G string, then the 15 on the G, then the 12 and 15 on the E string as well. So if I'm playing the chord, and that's the chord that goes over it. Alright, it's a G diminished. Okay. Then I'm going to come back half step again to the 11th fret of the G string, and my next arpeggio is going to be a D major arpeggio. So this time I'm doing 11 and 14 on the G string, and then 10 and 14 on the E string. And again, applying the same picking pattern. Then I'm going to come back half step again, and this time I'm going to be doing an F diminished arpeggio. So this is going to be 10 and 13 on the G string and 10 and 13 on the E string as well. Same picking pattern. Okay, then I'm going to come back half step again. So this time I'm going to do the 9 and 12 on the G string, and then the 8 and 12 on the E string. Same picking pattern. Alright, and then I'm going to come back half step and do a B major arpeggio, which is going to be the 8 and 11 on the G string, and then 7 and 11 on the E string. 7 11. I get kicks out of little things like that. Anyways, that's a B major arpeggio, which is the final arpeggio, and the picking pattern exactly the same. Then I did this step down thing right at the end. So because I'm ending on the B, kind of figured I'd do something on the B string. And all I'm doing is basically just doing these trills and pull-offs. So I'm starting off on the 12th fret of the B string, hammering onto 13, pulling back off to 12, pulling off to 0. Then going half step down and doing exactly the same thing. So 11, 12, 11, 0. Then from the 10th fret, 9th fret, 8th fret, 7th, 6th, 5, and then slide out. Yay! And that's it. That's what I did. That's how I stepped them all down. So recap. So starting off on the A minor arpeggio. Then we're going to go to the E major arpeggio. Then we're going to do the G diminished. And then we're going to go over to the D major arpeggio. Then the F diminished. Then the C major arpeggio. B major arpeggio. And that's going to be the final arpeggio that we do. So there you go, guys. That's how I did it. That's how I did that whole step down thing, and I added the chords underneath to complement what I was playing. I'm going to play all three for you slowly so that you can see how it all clips together, and have fun with it. I'm going to come up with some other sequences. I think I'm going to use this in a different way. I've just had an idea. Light bulb moment, yeah! So watch out for it in another solo at some stage. But here it is, slowly all clipped together. And there you go, there's the whole thing. And now I'm going to try and play it a little bit quicker for you. And interesting thing about the track, I had to keep the tempo a reasonable tempo because there is a tempo shift at that point, and I needed to get back into the end section and not have too much of a tempo step down. So I actually played it a little bit slower than I wanted to. But anyways, no biggie. I can play it fast now, right? We'll try anyways. Here we go. And there you go! There's that entire sequence. Enjoy it. Remember to download the tab if you want it. It's in the description box below, the link, so you can go and check that out. Now when I did the repeat for that, I did it as a tapping section, and again, just something I wanted to do, wanted to add a different element in there. It's this crazy stretchy thing that I did, which I needed to work out in order to play all those arpeggios. Now if you would like a lesson on that, leave a comment in the description box below and let me know, and maybe I'll do that at some point as well and show you those crazy stretchy kind of tapping bits and pieces that I did. Alright guys, have a fantastic day and enjoy learning that. If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you're the first person to know when a new video comes out, which is regularly. And also please do give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends on social media. It is so much appreciated. Enjoy it. have a great day. I'm gonna go play my guitar some more. I adore this guitar. It is so cool. Such a cool guitar. Alright guys, have a fantastic day. I'll see you later. Bye.